squad assessment time. The time has come to break down who deserves to stay at Milan, who deserves to fight for their spot off the bench, and who deserves to go to be sold. Now, before everything, the season is coming to an end. I don't want to see Milan make any decision when it comes to who stays, who goes, and who they sign before a sporting director is appointed, before a manager is appointed. I don't want the overall squad building to be left in the hand of the board members. You bring in a coach, you bring in a sporting director, they both share the same vision, they both work hand in hand, and they both sit down and see which direction they want to take the club in, who belongs here and who doesn't. But listen, this is YouTube, it's my channel. Let me do my... Shall we do a brutal one? Who would I keep? Now, before everything, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, make sure to let me know who you would keep, who would you let go in the comments. And on top of everything, break it down for me. Like, tell me why. Let's start off with the defense. Now, you can clearly see I'm selling Florenzi, Gabbia, Pavlovic, Emerson Royale, and Terracciano. I'm so sorry, I said his name so wrong. I'm selling every single one of those players. Okay, maybe Terracciano, I might put him out on loan. He's still young. When he has stepped in, he's done all right, but he needs minutes. He's not getting those minutes at Milan. But everybody else, Florenzi, he doesn't really play. Gabbia, Pavlovic, Emerson Royale, one of the worst recruits. Like, it's crazy. He stank it out at Tottenham. Tottenham fans couldn't believe that Milan made an offer for him. They were counting down the days to sell him, and Milan went and signed him. Horrible player. I don't think he's done that bad in the Milan top, but he is not of the Milan quality to be starting, let alone to be coming off the bench. The two main talking points are Gabbia and Pavlovic. Now, Gabbia, when he came into the team at the beginning of the season, like scoring the goal in the Milan derby, there was a bit of fight, there was a bit of hunger. Pavlovic, same thing. He was signed. He wasn't really given a chance in the beginning. Then he forced his way into the team. He's had some good games. He's had some bad games. I'm just thinking long run. I'll be honest with you guys. I don't see enough in Gabbia to tell me stay calm, stay patient, stick by him, and in 2, 3, 4 years, we might be talking of one of the best centre-halves, let alone of one of the most medium-range centre-halves. No. I don't see enough. I think defensively, you can get the beating of him physically because he's too flat-footed. Like, you could get the beating of him in a foot race, and you're coming up against... Like, this generation of footballers, it's full of athletes, players that are fast, quick on their feet. Gabbia gets beat. I think his reading of the game isn't the best. And reading of the game, yes, it can improve through experience, through playing week in, week out. But I feel like at the moment, his reading of the game, it's causing too many errors. And I don't see enough to stand by him. Ball playing ability, without a doubt, it's shocking. That he can't play out of the back. And yes... Conceição's set up where he instructs everybody to start making forward runs. It doesn't really give these players any options on the ball because everybody is making the run in behind. There's nobody in close proximity. I understand maybe under a different coach in a different system he might look better, but you could still see when he gets pressured, he panics. He can't really play under pressure. He doesn't scan the pitch quick enough. His technical ability, for me, Gabbia, I don't really see it. Pavlovic, I think he's like a fan favourite. I'll be honest with you guys. Like, some love him, some dislike him, some hate him. Pavlovic, there's fight. And in a Milan team this season where it's lacked fight, he's really, really, really stood out. But this is just coming from me to you guys. Don't always focus on fight. Don't put fight at the top of the food chain. Don't let the fight fool you into thinking that this guy is a good centre-half. Okay, I'll just repeat that. Don't let the fight, the commitment, the mentality, the hunger fool you into thinking he is a good centre-half. I don't think he's that good, I'll be honest with you guys. I think, once again, he can definitely get the beating of. Playing out of the back, he isn't the best. Technically, he's relatively limited. He's good at carrying the ball forwards, but even then, he carries it. And so many times, like, he carries it into no man's land, or he makes the wrong decision, or he makes the wrong pass. I think even like defensively, that once again, similar to Gabbia, very, very, very flat-footed. I don't like centre-halves that are flat-footed. And look, I feel like he's had a relatively good season, but I don't see, like, I can already see the peak of Pavlovic, and I don't think his ceiling is that high. Maybe I'm being harsh by saying sell. Maybe keep him as a squad player. But he shouldn't be a star going into next season. Whether it's a back three system, a back four system, he's just not good enough. Now, who would I keep? Tomori, I would keep him as a squad player. Tomori for me is good. I just feel like this season he's been on and off. And fair enough, he's been in and out of the team. I just feel like maybe demote him to the bench and see whether or not the fight and the hunger is there for him to force his way back into the team. Like, this is a guy that won the Scudetto with Milan. He is a good centre-half, but I just feel like maybe I'm focusing too much on how these players have performed under Conceição, because Conceição's system defensively leaves the defence very, very, very vulnerable. But with Tomori, what I've seen of him in the Scudetto winning campaign, what I've seen of him at Chelsea, he is a good centre-half. But I think going into next season, maybe, just maybe, he should be a squad player. Now, this is the one that's going to cause a lot of controversy. Who would I keep? I would keep Theo Hernandez. As much as I feel like he was poor in the Champions League, I feel like as of late, like he's really, really, really come good. Like you could see there's maturity. He defensively, he is winning his duels. I feel like offensively, it's like he's lost his pace. He's not as fast as he once used to be. But listen, he's still a player that offers something in the final third. You know, you're going to struggle to find a better left back than him. Yes, you might find one which is more committed, that's got more hunger. But Theo Hernandez, on his day, is a very, very, very good left back. And like I said, ever since the whole Champions League shenanigans, I feel like he's really, really, really locked in. So I would keep him. I would keep Mike Maignan. The goalkeeper market stinks. And Mike Maignan, for me, he's had some blunders this season, but I feel like overall he's had a good campaign. Like, he's bailed Milan out in some games where they probably deserve to have lost by 3-4 goals. And the last one, Malik Tau. I can't believe he doesn't play under Sergio Conceição. I like him because he's physical. He wins his duels, but on top of everything, technically gifted. This guy can play out of the back. And yes, he makes errors. Yes, sometimes he gets the beating of. This applies to every centre-half in the world. But he is somebody that I look at and say, maybe, just maybe, under the right coach, in the right system, amongst the correct profiles that complement your game, there's something there. And guys, I'll be honest, teams across the Bundesliga are dying for his signature. Bayern Munich are looking at him, Borussia Dortmund are looking at him, and Bayer Leverkusen. What does that tell you? The fact that the three biggest teams in the Bundesliga, in Germany, are looking at a player that can't get any minutes for Milan. I don't know why Conceição hasn't played him. Just from what I know of Conceição's system, he loves the physical centre-halves, like the aggressive ones, the bullies. Okay, Tau isn't that. Malik Tau is a little bit more passive. For me, I would start Malik Tau. I really, really, really would. But those are the players that I would keep, sell, and let go of. Next, Milan's midfield. Now, this one will be short and sweet. I would start Reinders. I don't know what's going on between him and Manchester City, but if he was to stay, Reinders is a guaranteed starter in Milan's midfield. Fofana, I would demote to the bench. Now, I feel like he's had a roller coaster of a season. He's been good, he's been bad, he's been mediocre. He's gotten himself like 10 assists. Similar to what I said about Milan centre-halves, there's a peak to Fofana, and I don't think his ceiling is that high. Why? Because I feel like technically he is poor. I feel like so many times you'd see him break play, which is good, which he's very, very, very good at. He's very good at breaking play. He's one of those destroyers. You put him in midfield and you tell him, just break play, don't let the opposition through. He'll do a job for you. But once again, Conceição's system, it leaves the midfield very, very, very vulnerable. And there's a reason why at times he has looked poor. I sympathise with him. Like, I'm breaking it down from both ends of the spectrum. I just feel like on the ball, he's not good. Like, yes, he's got an assist. Yes, he's made some good passes. I'm looking at consistency. Carries the ball. He runs into traffic. Even as a midfielder, you get the ball into the final third. Show that you can play, show that you can make the right decisions. Show that you can play under pressure. Show that you can draw opposition players out of the game. He can't do it. Every time he shoots the ball, it goes out the stadium. Every time he gets the ball in the final third, his passing isn't penetrative. I'm not saying sell him. I think he's a great player to bring off the bench when you're trying to hold on to a 1-0 lead. But for him to be starting in the modern game, where you're now like, in the modern game, teams want goalkeepers that can play out of the back. Then they want every single one of their centre-halves to be able to play out of the back. Like, to be good on the ball. You can't have a midfielder that isn't that good on the ball. And from what I've seen of him this season, I'm not too impressed. I don't think he's been poor. I don't think he's been poor enough to sell, but I don't think he's been good enough to start and like take Milan back to competing for a top 4 spot and then doing well in the Champions League, I would demote him to the bench. And then sell Loftus-Cheek, Yunus Musa. It's self-explanatory. Both good on their day. The majority of the times they're bad. They don't really have a future at Milan. And finally, the attack. Now this one, once again, we'll keep it short and sweet. Sell Jovic. Yeah, like he's on loan. He's a Milan player and everything. I just think it's best to part ways. As much as I love the resurgence of Jovic as of late, yes, it might have been 2, 3, 4 games, but you could see like he's beginning to feel himself. There is some confidence. He's beginning to get more and more involved. Listen, I just think Jovic in this stage of his career, he needs to go to a club where he is starting week in, week out. That's not going to happen at Milan, okay? And the reason why I would sell him is because, in my opinion, I would probably make Tammy Abraham from a loan into a permanent move, only because I like what I've seen from Tammy, whether it's coming off the bench, whether it's when he starts. There's a good mentality, there's a good physical level, there's a good technical level. He is of the right age, and I feel like he's happy to sit on the bench and like do the cameo role. He's happy to start the odd game here and there. He's one of those players, you can bring him on for 5 minutes, he will have an impact strictly because of his physicality. Jovic isn't the most physical, so bringing him off the bench so many times, like he doesn't really offer much. But I just feel like keeping all 3 of them isn't the wisest of moves. I would let Jovic go. I would also let Chukwueze go. I just feel like the whole move to Milan just hasn't worked out for him. And I feel like he's definitely a player Milan can generate some cash out of. Let him go. Tammy, I would try to keep him on a permanent basis. And to start, Rafa Leao, Santi Jimenez, and Christian Pulisic. And I feel like those 3 speak for themselves. Pulisic, you could make a case Milan's second best player of the season after Tijani Reinders. Santi Jimenez, 35 million, marquee signing. He is the guy that Milan are going into next season as their out-and-out number 9. He is the guy that they've put their money and trust into. Let's see if he can live up to it. And I feel like walking into a Milan team that's been a sinking ship this season, he's done well with very, very, very minimal support. Rafa Leao, love him, hate him. Milan play their best of football when Rafa Leao is on the bench. And look, I told you guys, I'm looking at it from both ends of the spectrum. Chopping and changing of managers, chopping and changing of systems, formations, principles, tactics. All of these things have an impact on players throughout the season. And then on top of that, you've got the pressure of the club, the fans. Like, it's been a tough season for every single one of these Milan players. And that's why I always credit Pulisic and Reinders for still finding a way to perform. But Rafa Leao has still had a relatively good campaign. Of course, when you compare it to Leao of the past few seasons, yes, it hasn't been the best. But based on the players that he's been working with, based on the managers that have been coaching him and the way they've been utilising him, Leao for me is, I don't want to say he's Mr. Milan, okay? But like when you think of Milan, you think of Rafa Leao. He's a talented player. He is an amazing player physically, technically. Yes, there might be a few areas of his game that you need to iron out. Like I feel like in the final third, he really needs to learn to shoot a ball. But I can't imagine Milan without Rafa Leao. And I just feel like this season, the lack of consistency has been because of a lack of consistency in play style, in manager systems, in tactics. I just feel like next season, you give him to the right coach, get him playing the same way week in, week out, within the same zone, amongst the right players. Get some more players on the pitch where the pressure isn't always on his shoulders to deliver the goods. Because that's what it feels like. Whenever Milan are losing, it's can Leao save Milan? And I feel like he hasn't reached that stage of his career yet where he can carry this team. But Leao for me is too talented to let go of. Too talented. So because of that, Santi Jimenez, Pulisic and Leao stay. Now, that's my breakdown of things. Knowing Cardinale, Forlani, I don't think they will listen to this in the slightest, but I will definitely listen to you guys in the comments. So make sure to give me your breakdown in the comments, and I will catch you guys on another one.